We are actually streaming and we are live. So what is up, Twitch? I am joined today with a little bit of different than I'm used to doing. But what am I trying to say? Monster is here with me.
Hello.
So hi everybody. I'm gonna get some music going actually. I'm sorry guys, but we need music. A little bit. Something good. We'll put some Calm Your Anxiety Lo-Fi. That sounds kind of cool. There's a Little Root Town 1 hour extended edition. I'm also doing this so we have time for it to post, so people can start watching as soon as we start. So you have Lo-Fi Pokemon. I like this one. We'll do this one. The ads. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna hear ads for 15 seconds. It's Monster's fault.
You don't pay for YouTube?
No, I don't pay for YouTube. There we go. We are plugged. I did spell digest wrong. It's fine. Who cares?
It's a part of the charm.
Okay, but we are starting. I'm gonna go ahead and start. You know what? Let's get the chat going on here. I forgot that I could have the chat because I want people to talk to us while we're doing this. People join. Poggers. Okay. Mystery is here, so Pog. All right, let's get started, Monster. I am ready for this. So we're going to start with D2, and going right into it. Standings. We still have 2 games left to be played. The big one is, funnily enough, I think the biggest one to happen here is the fucking Steph game. The Steph versus Glimpse. Because if Steph wins this game, he doesn't obviously solidify a spot in playoffs with 1 week left. There's obviously he can fall, but he puts himself in a really good position. Like an actually really good position, especially if Tay loses. Who's Tay facing again? He's facing Vikavolt. So Vikavolt's definitely still fighting for a playoff slot. That's last playoff slot that he's definitely not out of by any means. And I think that's crazy. I think that the season coming down is really up to Steph here, because if Steph wins, he puts himself in like an amazing position. Especially if he can get like a good win and get himself over Tay. That'd be crazy. I want to see Steph in playoffs in D2. But I'll also let you talk a little bit, Monster, because obviously you are a resident D2er here. Solidifying, you're pretty well ahead in that, being 6-2 in that second spot, overpassing Sonic Goon recently with your recent win over him.
Yeah, that was an important match. I feel like I got a little lucky towards the end, but you know, Pokemon's the game we play, so a little bit of luck has to be involved somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. But the big thing is, who's gonna stop Ava? Like, honestly, if we're looking at it, I think it's you, just because Sonic Goon has like pretty awful matchup against him, even with a really good team. I think that Ava's team is just nuts. I'm gonna be completely honest. As much as I want my boy Monster to win, but like my girl Ava has kind of been on a fucking wrecking ball chain the last few weeks. How many wins has she rattled off? Let me look. We'll just go to Ava.
She's only lost to Vic.
Yep, only lost to Vic and has rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row. So she has just been tearing it up. That week 2 loss for Monster really kicked him in the butt, but that was early on with a different team as well. So definitely a different matchup later on. Because I don't believe did she have Tarak from the beginning? She did, right?
No. Tarak from the beginning, yes. She dropped Raikou, Chandelure, Moltres, Galar, and Tangela.
To add Rotom Heat Greninja, which is nuts. And then 2 fillers. Yeah, that game is going to be really, 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 really good. The double Greninja matchup will be really funny. if that happens in playoffs, which I think we will see at some point. The cool thing is if you keep your current seedings, I think the best thing for you to look out for is that that Ava, you can't, if you stay in the second seed, you're not going to face Ava till finals, which is really good for you. So obviously the bye is like crazy important. And that the fact that we're allowing 2 this year because of the 10 teams is just really important. So
yeah, gotta hold it, gotta finish strong, so keep second place.
Definitely a case too of like, weirdly enough, everybody's so clumped in D2 right now. Like even the lower teams still have a chance at those. Like, cause look at it, right? The first 4 teams are pretty much like, those are, you should think, pretty guaranteed. Last 2 weeks, or all 4 of those only have 1 game to play, and with differential and wins, they're pretty far ahead. Like even Omar, because even if Tay, or it would have to be Tay, if Tay 6-0s, he gets up there. Obviously, he goes to +3, and then overtakes Omar. But with 1 game left, I'm pretty like Omar's probably gonna make it. He does have to face you, which does suck for him. But if he can win, that really puts him in like a really good position. And you have head-to-head over Sonic Goon and really good differential on Sonic Goon too. So honestly, even if you lose, you could stay in that spot. Obviously, you don't want to, but
yeah, kind of doesn't sound as fun.
Yeah, it doesn't ever is as fun. But big thing I want to talk about. Obviously, I'm just going to get out of the way because it's the hypest thing right now that NCL's on about. Mystery's friend from his old PBL days, Hunter, joined the league today, taking over Mage's spot as he's had a lot of stuff going on. And he has a new name and everything. It literally hasn't even been filled in the doc yet because he just joined. Did a battle 2 hours after getting joined and gets a 6-0 against one of the, we thought, one of the best teams in the league, like just coming out, like teams in general, and then a playoff like contention team that's been fighting for a playoff spot, and 6-0s them. Like that's actually absolutely nuts. Big shout out to Hunter.
Huge play, yeah.
Very good, very cool. Mega Scissor sweep, complete 6-0.
Feels a little bad because that kind of killed.
Yeah, I feel bad for Person. I really do, because that like puts a massive divot in his playoff running chances. And it really gives Steph, like the Steph is, he has the ball in his court. He controls his own destiny. But I don't think Person is necessarily looking too much at the outside in. Obviously right now he is, but he's kind of hoping on Tay or Steph to lose, which, I mean, Steph, I'm so proud of you, my guy, for 3 wins this year. I know that's crazy, but Steph, come on, man. You have to, this is the Cinderella season. We had the Tapu Bulu season where we were fucking rooting for you, but man, this is like the one of the coolest teams I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, not even joking. Steph has really cool matchup against Ava as well. So if he can get the ball rolling on that, could possibly see some crazy upset happen. I just want to see Steph in playoffs, my guy. I want it so bad. So Person, I like you a lot. I kind of want to see, I want to see you in playoffs as well. But I don't know who falls, to be completely honest. Vika has to fight hard against Tay. I could see Vika winning that game just because Mega Mallwall is nuts, and I'm not the biggest fan of Tay's
being
team,
the only person to take down Ava. I mean, there's room for anything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Vika is that guy, so. I will say, yeah, just definitely a really cool race happening here in D2, and I think the sleeper pick here, very odd team, but I really like Omar. I'm just going to be complete. He's kind of gotten lost there in that 4th seed. People don't really talk about him. Him and Tay are probably the like sleeper ones in there, but I'm not really fond of Tay's team, and Omar's team is really weird. But
yeah, it has a Gliscor on it, so now you're
I
just
fucking
like,
love Gliscor. No, it's got a Mega Pidgeot. That's what I love. Bird up. That is my guy. But it's really cool to see. What's weird is technically I don't think Glimpse is eliminated right now. Yeah, I mean technically Glimpse is not eliminated, but That's probably. I'm thinking the top six probably stay the same. I'm hoping Steph stays there. I want Steph so bad. I think the only movement would be Person going over one of those two, um, which I think
Possible, yeah.
Person kind of. I mean, he hasn't played well, but I think Person's trying to get in, and I want to see. I would like to see Person in playoffs. Very cool
With
team. So
with Person playing Steph for the week 9, it's definitely probably just up to
they
that matchup
play
for
week
me.
9. Oh, that's actually
Yeah.
so hype. That's actually so hype. Come on, Steph. I want to see this. Oh my god, dude. But yeah, so big things. I'm actually gonna go here to Monster's page because Monster has also, I wanted to
I
show,
have
rattled off 5 wins in a row. So very, very cool. Has only lost to Ava and Glimpse. Um and
have
just
indeed.
17 kills, 3 deaths for an Ash Greninja. To say the least, I think you're feeling this Mon for sure, huh?
It's fun. I mean, it's the first couple weeks I was still kind of learning that, like, should I just put specs on it? And then I didn't, and that costed me.
Mhm.
And then I learned I can just throw specs on it. And here we are.
This
Where
bitch
I'm
takes
now on a
lives,
win streak.
yeah. But
So
definitely, definitely a cool team. Definitely cool usage from that. We'll see how far Ashgren can carry. Ashgren got the title last year, so we'll see if that can carry Monster into that as well. Definitely my favorite. I don't know if I could put you above Ava just because of how good she's been doing and how crazy her
yeah,
team is, but definitely you're kind of my favorite to win the whole thing. So I'd
man,
like to see that. Um,
I gotta. I almost if one turn played out differently, I won that Ava matchup. If
mhm.
way long way long ago, feels like it's been
This
2-3 months
season's
now.
lasted a long
Yeah,
time. It's felt like, which is funny because it's not even as many weeks as last season was.
but
So, um, but the
Ava
season's
did
been.
Ava did make a throw, or what I would have considered a throw of a play with switching in Terrakion with the Cleaver out. If I went for the right move, I killed the Terrak,
Mhm.
and then it went my way instead. But here we are, many weeks later, and that's
That's how the dice rolls.
made.
So,
Yep.
you'll get your revenge hopefully in finals because that's
Yeah.
hopefully where you'll see her. But because honestly, I think that Ava's clinched a bye.
Is it if it's top 2 to get a
She has,
buy?
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, she
Ava's
has.
100% clinched a buy, so yeah, that's
Mhm.
pretty cool. Um, and then I don't know if we have too much else to talk about in D2. I'm just still like reeling over this 6-0 Hunter Mega Scizor sweep. The thing is just that was nuts. Mysteries guy came in and put his work in. He sent me the team. He actually mystery. I don't know if you're still listening, but he sent me the team right before he battled, and I was just very impressed. Like the EVing and stuff. It obviously wasn't like crazy EVing or anything like that, but he had speed tiers down, very offensive build. I'm like, this is just Mystery Junior. Um, I was like, this is cool. Like the tech was cool in there. He had everything. I don't want to spoil sets or anything like. I'll do it just because like he's out of playoffs. He can't make it unfortunately. But getting his feet wet and stuff, I'm glad that he was able to join. But man, like he had Gravity Lando, which I was like, is this just mystery? He had Gravity fucking uh Gravity Lando down. He just had a rough start in the beginning, and I don't think he played bad like at all. Like for sure, obviously he got a
No.
6-0 and stuff. He got himself into the position, but yeah, he just went for it and it was really cool. Um,
Yeah, I
but
don't think
because we
either
were
of them
talking
took.
about, and I'm actually really glad he didn't change it. But we were talking about maybe changing CC to dual wing beat, and then we were talking just about different things like Corviknight and Rotom Wash, obviously. But and then I told him, yeah, just go with your gut with um, um, what am I trying to say? I'm sorry. And I just told him,
It
oh,
was
just go with your gut with CC if you think like certain mons will be here, and he said he did, and I was like, yeah, that makes more sense, so we'll just go CC, and he put a fuckload of speed into the Scizor. I was like looking at it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty offensively cool Scizor. And he got the opportunity, and I'm like, person shouldn't bring Comfey because if you do, this gives literally free Scizor setup, and he brought Comfey and got the free Scizor setup. So, um, yeah, pretty cool. Person, I wouldn't take this too much. Again, like take this with a grain of salt. This is a new player, came back, had a really good matchup on you. You didn't have like a whole lot for Scizor. Obviously, gameplay could have been a little bit better, but don't beat yourself up. You still have a chance at playoffs, and I would go full force at it. So, yeah.
for sure.
Anything else? Anything you want to talk about D2 Monster?
No, I mean we're making this right before what's essentially just the most important week. So there's not a whole lot to talk about because we don't know the results. But
Mm-hmm.
that whole what is it, fourth to sixth place is just
If you get the bye, I guess this is the question. Who would you want to see most round two?
if I got to buy a second seed, then that means I would play the winner of fifth and sixth, right?
You'd play the highest seed. We play off of like football standings. So the way you play is that so right now, if the standings were to say exactly the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Goon would face Steph and Omar would face Tay. And you would if Steph won, you would always face Steph. If Sonic Goon wins, you would face the winner of Omar and Tay.
So I would.
Yes. Or sorry, I lied to you. I just completely lied to you. If Steph wins, you play the winner of Omar Tay. If Sonic Goon wins, you will always play Sonic Goon. You always just win. You get the highest seed. So whoever's highest in
Okay.
standing. Yeah. Whereas first seed always gets whoever's lowest in standing.
Well, considering I just played Goon, and that match was fairly messy, not my cleanest, not their cleanest.
Definitely banking for a Steph win for you then.
Definitely banking on the step side, just to have a smoother start into playoffs.
So would you rather see Omar or Tay, I guess, then?
Ooh. Well, I don't play Omar until this week, in week 9. His core seems really obnoxious to how I kind of break things.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably have to pick Tay, just because I don't want to have to fight this twice.
I understand. Yeah.
Pretty much as simple as that.
I agree.
I
And what's funny is I think that Ava would be completely fine with that being as well the case, because I'm sure Ava would want to see Steph round one. Unfortunately, I love you, Steph. I want to see you in playoffs, but I'm sure Ava is banking on you to win to play you. Just because you got to prove yourself. And I think that's like the coolest road. If you're able to sneak into playoffs, Steph, and make a run, I would pop off so much. But I'm going to agree with Mystery here. We need to get our predictions in. I forgot about that. But give us your top 6 playoff teams in order, Monster.
in order. Oh boy. Sheesh. All right. Well, I think me as 2. Like Ava is 1, me as 2.
Okay.
The only way that changes is if somehow Ava loses 06 and I somehow win 06, or 6-0, which is probably the only way that's possible, is like a
Ava also.
forfeit both
I will
ways.
say Ava plays Big Hunter week 9, so Hunter could be your savior if he ends the season double 6-0s first NCL
Yeah,
games.
that would be crazy. Yeah, I don't see that being like it's a possibility. It's not a realistic possibility.
Mhm.
So I leave first seed to Ava. I hope to win my match, or at least lose it with very little differential, so that I keep second. Um, let's see. It will probably go Goon third. I think Goon will do. I don't know. The Goon versus Tay matchup is so important, and the Steph versus Person matchup is so important.
Those are extremely
So
good
this
games, yeah.
so this week 9 is actually just a difference of like
4 teams, yeah. It's so much placing in D2 right now.
Uh, so I guess I'll do like Goon third. Uh, I think Tay is gonna end up beating Vika this week. So I think it's gonna go Goon third, Tay fourth, and then Steph. Um, and who would I put last?
Yo, Steph jumping up a spot too? Oh, too easy.
Uh, it's hard. I don't know. Sixth place is so it's all dependent
It's a
on what
jumble, yeah.
happens. So
Well, go
I'll throw
ahead.
out a name. I guess I'll say Vika, just to
Okay,
throw a name out
alright.
there.
That's a crazy one, yeah. That'd be really hard for him, but I could see him making it for sure. He'd have to win out and have help. So,
Yeah,
um, my I think the first 3 are pretty much locked, other than like some crazy shit happening. But then again, it is week 9. Crazy shit can happen. But I'm not gonna go down that route because I'm gonna go down some crazier routes towards the end. The D2 is just so cool. I think Ava 100% probably seed 1. I think Monster seed 2 for sure, and then I like Goon with differential and wins and all that in 3. I think Omar actually plays his heart out, and I think he actually can maybe beat you, Sonic Goon, or not Sonic Goon, Monster.
hmm
He's playing you this week. I
yeah,
could see him pushing out a win, like just like a sneaky 2-0, 1-0 to keep like lock his place up in there, because he's
yeah,
gonna need it. Either that, or if I think he just splits, goes 1-1, and I think if he goes 1-1, he's 100% in playoffs. I'm gonna keep him there at 4. I'm actually gonna have Steph in around the same place as you, Adam. I'm gonna have Steph in 5th or 6th, one of them. You could put them either. I think Person sneaks in. I have to see a little bit more out of Tay. I think Tay can do it 100%. He has the skill in order to be in playoffs. I just am not. I've from the beginning not been a huge fan of the team, and I
yeah,
think I like Person's team a lot more. Obviously, the play has been different. I think if Person can pick up, like, he has streaky. I think if Person can catch a little bit of fire, have a really good win week 9, he can move up. Also, I don't know if it's been logged yet. No, it has been. Okay, never mind. Arc did log the battle already, so that is done. Yeah, so I think Person with this differential in this, I think he sneaks into playoffs. I think that he can do it. He needs a little bit of help, but I mean, I think it's just one of those 5th, 6th, and 7th. I think it's one of Tay, Steph, or Person miss out on playoffs. And I mean, realistically, it's Steph, but I don't want to say that. I want to see my boy. I'm gonna trust in you, Steph. Like, hit me up, man. I will help you build these last few weeks. I don't even care. I want to see you in playoffs, my dude. But yeah, I would like to see that. So that's my top 6. I'm gonna have Steph and Person in the last 2 spots. You can swap around. I'll have Person 6th, Steph 5th. But I like Omar a lot as well. I think he'll do well. And then 4 rounds, if we have that, it would be Sonic Goon versus Person and Omar versus Steph. I think Sonic Goon beats Person in a very close battle, which then he goes and faces you, Monster. And then I think Omar beats out Steph to go face Ava. And
hmm
then honestly, I think you beat Sonic Goon again. And then Ava beats Omar. And we have our finals of the top 2 seeds. I think you guys are just the powerhouses right now. You kind of beaten up on everybody else in D2. So I
yeah.
think the streaks continue for both of you, and then it's just last man standing. So that's my playoff finals prediction. And I'm going to have, you know what, Monster? I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to believe in the power of Ashgren. I think he gets 4 or 5 kills again in the final, and we have Monster winning over Ava 2-0 in finals.
That would I try to find myself. Okay, interesting. That position for Ashgren to sweep through Ava's team is kind of rough to get into, but
I think he can do it. I think it's a reality. I
yep.
mean, the double Greninja battle, I'm ready for it. So we'll see whose Greninja prevails. Who is the better frog guy? So,
Oh, yeah.
um, moving on. Let's go to D1, and this one is a little bit probably more interesting. I think D2 is probably more interesting. I don't know. This is kind of
As
crazy.
as a week 9, I think D2's a lot more interesting,
Just
but
with like, yeah, I think everything is
purely
pretty much set in D1. I think your
yeah.
top six are the top six that are gonna happen. So,
With differentials alone, it's really hard to.
the only difference is that I don't think Smith stays in second.
Okay.
Um, because I love Smith, but he's coming in. He took over Mystery's team, whose Mystery dropped 2 games in a row through different stuff, and he's taking over a 5-3 team that's tied with my 5-3. He obviously has a lot better differential that was accrued for him, so he does have that. But he has his last 2 weeks. We go to Smith. His last 2 weeks are he only has 1 week. He has Robert last week, so
Yeah, goes up against the
um,
number one.
he goes against the number 1 team, and I'm feeling really good again with Robert on that one. Obviously, I was confused. I thought he had 2 more games, but no, he does have a last game against Robert, and Robert just has a really good chance to have a perfect season. Like, it's who's it? It's Taylor Robert. Who is it? Who does Robert face? Or is it Pickle? It's
I think
Pickle. Okay. It's Pickle fighting
yeah.
for that. Robert has such a good chance to go undefeated, man. I'd love to see it for him. So obviously, Robert is completely locked in top seed. Nobody can catch him, as he's three wins ahead of everyone, with 2 weeks left. So Robert in that first slot literally can't change. I do think that Smith falls. As much as I love him, maybe he can pull off a sneaky thing. And seeing Smith in playoffs, he had a really good tour, and in D2. No, not
Yep.
week 9 mystery. Robert still has to play his week 7, and he plays Pickle in week 7, and Smith plays Robert last week. That's what we were talking about.
Technically 8, but man.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Yeah,
two
you're right.
matches.
Week 8. I'm dumb. Week 8. Yeah. And it's just interesting because Will also faces me week 9. So we have like some powerhouses going at each other. That's a big game for me. That's going to be my last game of the season. I definitely need to win that to get into that second seed. And Will's definitely going to be going for that, as he can overtake me. He can overtake me this week. So honestly, and then also Tristan could technically overtake me.
Yeah, I
On
guess it was a little bit closer than I thought.
Yeah,
I
we have a
just
lot of like 4-3 teams, and then I think Taylor down there at 4-4 plus 5 is just too much. Like I just Pickle and Bucks are both not eliminated, but I don't really see a value, like a feasible way for them to get in. Pickle is the big one. He has to kind of win out and get help. Obviously he can definitely do that. He has to beat the number 1 team in the league, but then he has to beat the worst team in the league in Skylar. So
yeah, Skylar's had it rough this
definitely
season
not
for
an
sure.
amazing season. It's very, very interesting watching. We've had that 2 seasons now where a champion of 2 seasons ago was in the bottom, missed out on playoffs, and then a playoff team consecutively for the last 2 seasons is now the bottom team of the league, which is pretty interesting. But Skylar definitely just had like a weird team, definitely had it rough. Her 1 win, unfortunately, against me. But definitely very interesting. I honestly, like, anything can shake up. It's just super interesting because I have win over Smith, Taylor right now, and then I don't have matchup on Tristan. So Tristan could theoretically also pass me with 2 really good games, and if I lose, Tristan's definitely banking on winning this week, obviously against Skylar, which is in his favor to win. with good differential. He'll still probably be behind me unless obviously he 5-0s or more. And then he's banking on me losing that next week. And it's kind of a fight between us. Really, I think for that second seed, it's really, really close for that second seed. I think this is just a little bit more interesting in the fact of the matter of like the buys are a lot more contended, whereas in D2,
Yeah,
just playoffs in
that's fair.
general is a lot more contended. Um, but we will see. What is your thoughts? What do you think will shake up?
Ooh. I mean, I'm excited to watch. I don't. Tristan's fun to watch. In a lot of his matches. Sometimes, just one crit here or one miss there, and it's like decided on that, even though the play itself was like, you know, oh,
Good,
for the
yeah.
most part, always correct. Yeah. Um. So yeah, Tristan has. I don't know if he wins both. I kind of just assume he's gonna win out, and that's definitely gonna. It's definitely gonna make it interesting.
If he wins out,
Uh.
I have to win out to stay with him for sure.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I have to be Will,
Yeah.
and
You have a
I
lot.
have to. I just the good thing on him I have is differential, so
Yeah.
just depends on how his last two because he still has a game to play, so which he plays on Sunday I believe. So that's just it's just this Sunday is really gonna shake things up. I just really really shake things up, and then having two newcomers already with Smith having to face Buxton. If Buxton can pull off an upset, I will be forever grateful. Please, Buxton, I believe on you, in you. Come on, man. I helped him build a team for Slink, and then he decided to let Will use his new team. So the team we built is now down the gutter. Um,
Oof.
so he has to build a new team. I don't know if he's done that yet, but Bucks, if you need help, I think I reached out already to him and he didn't say anything or something. I don't remember. But if you need
Classic
help,
ghosted.
I am here. I need you to beat Will. Come on, man. Um, I am not even like Will. I want you to know I'm not even the anti-Will regime. I love you, buddy. Um,
I don't know. Sounding
and
kind of anti-will to me right now.
look, I have to join the anti-Will right now because Will is directly in my path. Look,
Yeah.
I just this has been a good season for me. There's been ups and downs. Obviously, as you guys know, I had surgery yesterday, so just dealing with a lot of pain, different ups and downs. Like I said, good play, bad play, lucky wins, unlucky losses. Definitely just been kind of a roller coaster season for me, and I'm vibing with the team. So I'm thinking if I can get catch fire a little bit going into playoffs, I legitimately think I have a chance to win it all. But my kryptonite of Will is in my way. I will never get over this man. So I want to get over this hump for him of Will.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then obviously Tristan's team matches very well against mine as well. I have a little bit of a different team since I faced Tristan as well. So definitely interesting. But who is your top six monster? We'll go with that.
Top six. Well, Robert is already there,
No
so that's
way.
kind of
Yeah.
not hard to guess. Um,
This is the crazy
then
one. Yeah, that second seed.
from this position, and I would probably give it to. I can see Taylor taking it. Right? He's
Taylor
the
at number six.
yeah. I because Taylor, I'd see Taylor doing the weird Taylor build known for, but I
He'd
see
have to
that.
win his last game and then have so much help to get up there. I guess it's not like crazy, but
I'm
it
just trying to see all the
basically
options.
every single one of the people in front of him would have to lose at least one of their games.
But they're all fighting each other except for Tristan, so like that's not
And Tristan has head on
impossible.
him, so I don't know.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. So it's probably Tristan as like I see. I see. Is it you said it's Smith, right? Taking over Mystery's team.
Yes, that Paris
And
Saint Germain
yeah,
is Smith. My Miami Heat as well.
yeah. So I see Smith keeping second. I can see Tristan taking over third. Um, just because I think it's gonna be like, well, no, I see that happening. Then it's probably gonna go yourself, James. Then it'll probably be Will. And then who would I want? And then I think, I guess, yeah, Taylor probably stays in that 6th seed. It
Yeah,
probably splits it 1-1.
mine is a little bit different than yours, obviously, but I'm gonna have Robert obviously number one. He's there. I don't think, like I said before, I said multiple times, I don't think Smith stays in that number two spot. I think it's one of the next three teams. Obviously, I want to give it to myself, but I mean differential and all that gut wise, it's probably Will. It depends on me and him. If we beat each other up, like if I beat Will, then it just comes down to differential between me and Tristan. So that's just so hard to pick between
Yeah.
those games. If Will loses against Bucks, then it's probably Tristan in that second spot, and it just depends on like I said, differential. So I'm gonna put myself at 2. I'm gonna put Tristan at 3. I'm gonna put Will where he is already. And then I'm going to have Smith fall down to 5th. And then I'm going to have Taylor in 6th there. So that would be Robert, me in the 1 and 2. Yep. And then Tristan, Will, Smith, Taylor, which would mean Tristan would face Taylor, which would be a crazy good battle for the first part. And Smith would face Will. I think Will would beat Smith, and I think I guess I have to give it to Tristan because I don't think Taylor's won a playoff game ever, like ever. I don't in NCL. I don't think he's ever won a playoff game. So
always makes.
He always makes it. He does. He always ends to squeak in. I think he's only missed one season, but he just has struggled to get over the hump there. I'd like to see it happen, but. For this scenario, we're just going to say Tristan wins, which means I have to face Tristan and Robert has to face Will. I'm going to give myself over Tristan, and I'm going to give... I don't know. That one's hard. I have to see Will play. I don't know how he looks in this. Oh my gosh. I have to see how Will plays, but... yeah, so Mystery. I knew Mystery knew, but Taylor in NCL and FBL is 0-5. But Taylor in FDN playoffs is 2-0, which is pretty cool. I think he won. Yeah, he won that whole championship thing. But I like to see Taylor bring in some of that FDN stuff. He'd have to be a really good opponent in Tristan, but I can see it happen. But I think it would be Robert, Will, me, Tristan in semifinals. I think let's just give the benefit of the doubt to Robert and then me, so we have the 1 and 2 seeds again. Obviously, I think Will obviously can beat Robert, but I just want a cool playoffs. But I'm gonna say I beat Tristan, Robert beats Will, in a Haxie game, and I beat Robert to win my first ever NCL ring. I'm gonna pull a mystery, give myself a little bit of confidence. I make the finals second time in a row, and I win it this time. So I'm ready for it. Mega King, playoffs MVP coming at you. It's going to be lit. Dark Ray in there too.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that no opinion of Mega King will change if it gets a ring. Just going to say that.
No, if Mega King gets a title, look, it has to have some respect at that point, okay? It has to have a little bit of respect. Just a little bit. It's had a cool season. It hasn't had like a crazy season. It's got like 10 kills, so it's nothing like nuts. So
yeah, 10 are not too bad.
But it'll pop off. It'll be cool.
True.
But yeah, I very very interesting playoffs. So love to see how it shakes up. Anybody you want to talk about?
Yeah. No, I mean, there's just, I don't know, our usual contenders. It'll be interesting. if we get to make one of these in between week 9 and playoff starting, just to be like, so remember when we said that everything can change, and everything has changed,
It
and we
will. It
were
will be
wrong.
nuts. I 100% believe it to be just completely flipped on its head. It's gonna be awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think we're gonna end it here. Just kind of an overview for everything. We're hitting 40 minutes, which I think is pretty good for that, anyways. So nothing crazy, but I did just want to shoot you guys out a digest. I don't know how to turn this into a YouTube video. I will figure it out and try to get a YouTube video for people that didn't watch. But yeah, so thank you guys thank you Mystery for stopping in. I don't know if anybody else was listening or anything like that, but thank you everybody for that. And yeah, peace out. Bye.
Deuces.